How about it? We're back
Welcome
at the
to the
BOK
Rant,
Center.
everybody.
I'm so excited.
Live at halftime here on Channel 2, and maybe Tom Brady's final game as a Tampa Bay.
Could be.
We'll
He
see.
said he's going to take a little bit of time.
That's right. We'll see. But it sure looks like the Rams are on their way to the NFC Championship game. We had the 49ers in an epic upset last night at Lambeau. We'll talk about the NFL games, but we're joined right now by Tulsa Oilers owner Andy Skirdo. Andy, having a pretty good weekend, my friend.
We are. Great weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a great weekend. Great night last night.
What's that like now? I mean, you've been the owner for a while. When the place is just about full and the crowd's loving it and the team's playing well, this is what you signed up for, right?
That's what I signed up for. It's just so much fun. The energy in the arena was phenomenal. BOK was rocking. The fans were in it. The players feed off of that. Had a phenomenal game. It was a hard-hitting, hard-fought win against our rival Wichita.
Yep.
So it's just a phenomenal night, a lot of fun. The fans had a great time. It was an absolute great time.
As we sit here now inside the River Spirit Casino Resort Lounge, we're just about to drop the puck for a 4 o'clock start against Newfoundland, looking for your third straight win. I think it would be fifth in 6 games. Just the way you've seen this team sort of round into form, get through what was the long road trip, and now you got to be pretty happy with the product you're seeing on the ice.
Yeah, I mean, the guys are just phenomenal. They play together so well. We have a great team. With everything going on in the NHL and COVID and call-ups and send-downs and all, it's been a little bit of a challenge to know what team we're going to have out there some nights. But whatever team's out there plays hard, hits hard, fights, and works all the way through the game to get a win, and that's what we asked for, and they're doing it.
How about it?
So we're doing really well.
You got a rookie all-star now.
Yeah.
You got Dylan Sadoway leading the league in goals.
Yeah.
This team's looking pretty decent.
It's looking really good. It's looking really good. Yeah, we got a goalie who's playing incredibly well, 2 goalies playing really well, really. So, I mean, we have a good shot. We're going. I think it's looking really good. So it's exciting to watch. Fans are loving it. That's what we want.
Yeah. What's it been like to own a team here in Tulsa? I mean, we're getting pretty decent into the season. You're starting to see how the fans here are obviously diehard.
They're diehard.
The ones that follow the Oilers are really serious about it. What's it been like owning the team this year?
It's been, honestly, it's just been a phenomenal amount of fun. I mean, I'm really enjoying it. We have an amazing group of fans that are just so behind the team. They're out here every night, through the wins, through the losses, still enjoying it, still having fun, cheering the team on. They'll do anything for this team. Just an amazing group of fans and an amazing building that we play in, and everybody's having a great time. And that's what I set out to accomplish this season, right, is to get fans in the stands having a great time watching hockey, and the more of them, the better. So attendance is going up. So
awesome.
it's getting there. It's what I wanted to do.
And that is so big. You, I think, have done a great job since you've come in. Oilers are in the community a little bit more, and certainly putting out there, hey, we're here, reminding folks. Because as you mentioned, there were more hockey fans in this town than I think were showing up in the building, for the last few years. To see that sort of revitalized a little bit, as a guy who's just a hockey lifer who just wants to sit here and talk hockey all day long, how gratifying has that been here in just a few months?
It's great. I mean, and we have a great group of players who love to be involved in that stuff.
Yeah.
We have to be a little cautious with the COVID protocols, right? But we're still open. We're doing events, helping the charities and things wherever we can. We're always open to do more of that. I want us more involved in the community. We are Tulsa, right? This is Tulsa's team, as we say, and I really want to be involved in all this, and the team to be involved, and personally to be involved, and just do what we can for the fans, and just have the fans enjoy this team and have a great time.
Has it been challenging at all we got COVID going on with trying to keep the team separate and healthy and all that?
Yeah, I mean, it hasn't been too bad, to be honest, and we're not quite as bad in Oklahoma, I think, as some of the other areas of the country. Thankfully, we're not having to go in and out of Canada right now, because that's not pretty. Getting better, but not pretty, so we don't have that problem. But, a couple weekends ago, we held the team back because we had some exposures around the team and said we better be careful. We don't want to overexpose the fans as well. But we really aren't having an issue, knock wood. They're healthy. They're playing through it. We're keeping them protected where we have to, where we can. But we're still interacting with the fans. That's what they're here to do. They want to do it. So put them in a mask, interact with the fans, right? If we have to do that, we'll do that. Whatever.
Can you tell us about how the team has kind of come together as a group, as kind of a group of brotherhood? I mean, every time that we go down there, we see them. They're either kicking a soccer ball around or they're goofing around. Can you tell us how the team's kind of come together themselves? Just a little behind-the-scenes look.
Yeah, they're amazing. I mean, they really are a team. I mean, they love playing with each other. They love off ice together. We went down to do the slime event because yesterday was the Nickelodeon thing, and we had volunteers going, oh yeah, I'll do it. And Doogie's like, oh no, I'm there. I've always wanted to do this. And they're dumping slime on them, right? They're just having fun. You can see the team is having fun. They're having fun playing together. and it comes out on ice. They're having fun on ice. They're working. So we've never had a problem with work ethic with this team. They'll work all 60 minutes, start to finish, to win a game. They're just battling. Awesome. I mean, we came back from Wichita, we were down 0-2 and 5 minutes left of the game, came back, won that thing, right?
Yeah.
They don't give up.
Yeah.
They will work till the end.
Overtime game so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just a phenomenal team we have this year. Phenomenal.
Well, hopefully they have a little more fun this afternoon. If you're watching this live right now during halftime, you do have time, if you live in the Tulsa area, to get on down here for the 4 o'clock start against Newfoundland. And then back home, I believe, Thursday, Friday this weekend, right?
Yep.
Awesome.
4 in a row. 4 home games in a row.
Yeah.
Coming up.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's going to be great. It's going to be a lot of fun. So come on out, guys. It's a lot of fun we're having out here. We had the Superstars yesterday with entertainment, so we're having a lot of fun. You guys got to come out to a game if you've never been to one.
It's a blast.
Andy, thank you so much for your time. I'm going
Well,
to
thank
take that
you.
microphone
I'll let
from
you take that.
Absolutely.
All right.
Always
Hey,
love being joined
thanks
by
a
you.
lot,
Go get a
guys.
win today.
Always a
All right.
pleasure.
Yeah,
Chris and I are going to
All right.
scoot a little bit closer
Take care,
since we
Randy.
got to share a mic. Thank you, Andy.
Andy, thank
Good seeing you. All right, let's talk about the NFL, buddy. Well, first of all, how much you're geared up? You're ready to go with the hoodie and everything else. I mean, these guys are playing some pretty good hockey. It's a beautiful thing.
Fantastic hockey. I tell you what, I've loved hockey for a very long time, and something that I always look at to tell how good a team is or how well they play together is overtime record. And the fact that these guys are 4-0 in overtime says a lot to me. Like, I love going to, I love being in the bowels of the BOK Center and running into those guys, because often when I turn the corner, because I'm usually dressed a little more professionally, but just like we're in the Oilers gear when we're out here. But I got the I got the camera and everything, and so they're usually goofing around, and they're competitive in everything. So if they're playing a little like futsal game, like soccer or something, and they're all yelling and they're like brothers bickering, and it's a blast to watch. I turn the corner, they all kind of stop, like, oh, the camera guy's out here. But it's just funny because they're all just goofing around. They're being boys, basically, like just having a blast. And so I love seeing that. And then you look at the product on the ice, and I mean, you got Dylan Sadoway, who scored his 18th goal last night to win 2-0. I mean, this team is playing so well, and they are getting the guys that can score the puck, and the guys that are sitting back on the point, the defenders, they're making strong hits. They're getting the puck to the playmakers. They are so selfless on this team. It is a blast to watch these guys. I'm a huge fan of the Oilers because of the amount of time we've gotten to spend with them this year. And it's just fun being out here every single time I get to come out here.
Once again, back home on Thursday and Friday. All right, let's turn to the NFL divisional round playoffs. What a day we had yesterday with a couple of upsets, starting with the Cincinnati Bengals. That was not a huge upset going into Tennessee and beating the #1 overall seed, but as we know, the Titans a little bit limited offensively, so you could see how that could have been a close game that the Bengals steal at the end, and that's what it ended up being. But how picturesque, how perfect, unless you're a Packers fan. I know we got a lot of them here in the Tulsa area. How perfect was last night's 49ers-Packers game with snow coming down and Aaron Rodgers getting figured out, his offense, after a couple of really good first drives, unable to find the end zone again.
It looks like it was going to be a long night for the 49ers after the first drive.
And the 49ers win this thing thanks in large part to a special teams, a blocked field goal before the half, and then a blocked punt that ends up in a touchdown, and then the last-second field goal. I mean, that was just playoff football at its best.
I want to tell you the most telling thing that happened in that game was that drive when the 49ers blocked the field goal. Because they give the ball, Jimmy Garoppolo throws his interception, death taxes and Jimmy Garoppolo interceptions. I mean, he throws his interception at the goal line when he had guys wide open. Aaron Rodgers gets the ball back. They were content to just run out the clock with 33 seconds left and, one timeout? And then the 49ers call a timeout, like, we're going to get the ball back. And next thing you know, throws the long pass to Aaron Jones, gets it down basically into the red zone. You get a fumble sack, and then you force the field goal and you block it. The fact that the 49ers defense rallied to do that was what earned them that game. Yeah. And they weren't getting any help from their offense, especially when Deebo Samuel went down. He had to be out for, I think it was like one series, but then he came back to get that huge first down at the final drive to kick the field goal. I mean, they were getting nothing out of the offense. And the defense settled up, they won it, and now they have a chance to have home field advantage in the NFC Championship game. If you had told me the 49ers were going to be the home site of the NFC Championship game, I would have thought you were nuts. It's insane, but it's looking like it right now. I mean, we're at halftime, and Tom Brady's got a bloody lip.
Yeah, I would hate to see Tom Brady, make me look foolish. So I'm not going to project the Rams into the conference championship game just yet. But Rams, 49ers, and we sort of know the history there, right? Shanahan, McVay. Shanahan's gotten the better of that thing. It is impossible for me to imagine that Jimmy Garoppolo is going to make it to yet another Super Bowl, but he's halfway home. And so, look, this is what we love about the NFL playoffs. We'll see if there's some drama here in the second half of this game. And then the game that has the most interest for us locally coming up here tonight. You're a Bills guy, right? Worked in Buffalo for a bit, but there are so many Kansas City Chiefs fans around here. That's still the team, I think, with the most talent. I mean, or at least with the most talented quarterback. You've said you expect that to be a classic tonight. I mean, we're going live, so let's chat just a little bit. How do you see this thing playing out, Bills-Chiefs tonight?
I tell you what, if the Chiefs play the way they did last week, there's no chance. At home, Arrowhead is the place I've always wanted to go. If you've been at Arrowhead, I'm sure you know that it's something you can't describe. And I can't imagine if the Chiefs play as well as they did last week, that the Bills are going to have any shot in this game. Wow. Now, look, even
after what they did to Bill Belichick in the past.
Yep. Even after what they did, they're not going to have the home field. They're not going to have the weather. It's going to be an even playing field, but with the Chiefs having home field advantage. And look, like, just so everyone knows, I'm an Eagles guy first, and then I'm also, like, I became a Bills supporter because their fan base is fantastic. They're a lot like the Chiefs fan base. They are fantastic people. They are very welcoming, and they are diehard for their team. And so it's easy to root for them. So I will be pulling for the Bills, I have to say. But the Chiefs with the 1.5 line, I think, is very telling of what this game is going to be like. Chiefs 1.5, their favorite. I think that's very accurate.
Vegas doesn't necessarily think that the Chiefs are any better than the Bills, right?
But so. I think I like the Chiefs in this game, in this spot, if they play as well as they did last week. If they do that, then they're good to go. If you have mistakes, if the Bills force mistakes, we are in for a good one. I'm so excited.
And once again, the Super Bowl, February the 13th, right here on 2 News Oklahoma.
In the middle of the Olympics.
Yeah, beautiful. We got a couple things to do over the next month or so. We got a little bit. All right, let's wrap this up with just some odds and ends. As we speak right now, I haven't checked Twitter or checked my phone in a few minutes, so I don't know that Caleb Williams to USC is official. I do know that they were tweeting out the little, peace sign thing, the Trojan, whatever that's, that sign is. I know. So we all expect that to happen. We do expect Oklahoma quarterback Caleb Williams to be off to L.A. at some point. As far as I know today, Jackson Dart, the old USC quarterback who's now looking at OU, Ole Miss, and maybe BYU. He hasn't made his decision, so no news to report there. But let's just start with, everybody in this state needed a defensive coordinator at one point. OU has hired theirs. TU promoted theirs this week in Luke Olson. I'll be honest, I had heard some good things through the years, but I wasn't thinking along those lines with regard to this hiring. But as soon as it was made and I reached out to some of the TU people I know, they said, this kid commands the room, even at age 32. He will work his tail off in recruiting, which absolutely you need, and it is the biggest reason TU's defense has been really good in recent years. And third, this guy knows the scheme. He's been there since 2012. He's seen it all. He's seen the evolution when, Bill Young and Joseph Gillespie changed things to the 3-man front. He knows how to run this, and he's got a really high ceiling for scheming that stuff. So it's an intriguing hire by Philip Montgomery.
I have read that he was part of the group that changed the front in 2018. And he also, mind you, he was in the press box giving the calls to Joseph Gillespie when he was on the field. So he was the eyes in the sky. So he has a different perspective coming down on the field. So he's going to know kind of what this defense looks like. Maybe he'll coach from the press box. Who knows? But 11 years with TU. That is, it's something, you look at his face, he's got a younger face. Looks like he could still get carded. I mean,
he's only 32.
He's only 32. He's only 5 years older than me, and he's a defensive coordinator in Division I school. That's really impressive. And you know what? I don't think TU would promote any dum-dums, to put it lightly.
Philip Montgomery's done a really good job of hiring coaches, no question.
I mean, he hired Joseph Gillespie, who, when he left, was a hot commodity. When you have a defensive coordinator as hot a commodity as him coming out of TU, you know you've made a great hire. So Phil Montgomery, I have all the faith in the world in his decisions, and I don't think he would promote within if it wasn't deserved. So my entire reaction to this is just trusting Philip Montgomery and saying, you know what, he knows what he's doing. He knows this kid is going to be fantastic, and he knows the guys that are coming, or staying rather, are going to trust him, and they're going to love him, especially the secondary, which was one of the brighter spots after the offseason that they had. I mean, you lose basically all of your secondary in the offseason, and your secondary is one of your strong points of the defense, and now you have your nickel safety coach that's coming in being the defensive coordinator.
Some continuity.
I do not think that is any. I don't think that is any coincidence whatsoever.
And the potentially huge news coming out of Stillwater sometime soon could be that Derek Mason great defensive coordinator at Stanford over a decade ago, who then spent 7 years as the head coach at Vanderbilt, spent last year coordinating a top 25 defense at Auburn. He could be the guy at OSU, not official as we talk to you right now, but could become official, and that would be an absolute home run hire.
Yes.
A guy at the sort of level that I don't think most of us thought Mike Gundy, I mean, that's some big game hunting, right? I don't think we were thinking Mike Gundy was thinking along those lines. That guy brings in experience. I think he's a great motivator. He's coached in different kinds of defenses. Derek Mason would be what you would call a home run hire, a defensive coordinator for Oklahoma State. All right, finally, we're going to leave you.
Down this week. He did step down.
That's
from
right.
his position at Auburn.
He's looking for a job. Notre Dame had courted him reportedly in recent weeks, but I mean, it looks like the most smoke is, they're in Stillwater. So
talk about a track record that looks like Jim Knowles too. I mean, it's very similar to what Jim Knowles did before.
Well,
he
and
came
it spent
to
so much
OSU.
time in the SEC, right? I mean,
Huge.
Like, if you have any inroads recruiting-wise into that part of the world, and you can pick just a guy here or there, man, that can help you a lot. Finally, we leave you with a former defensive coordinator, Brent Venables, now the head coach at Oklahoma, made a little appearance at halftime yesterday.
Oh my gosh, it was OU Baylor. All the fans were packed in the stands, and when you have a guy that comes in and gets an ovation that is louder than the announcement that he's coming in itself.
He's undefeated.
You know they love him. We actually got a little sound bite dialed up for him. Let's see if we can take a listen to it.
I just wanted to let you all know how incredibly thankful, humbled I am to be the head football coach here at the University of Oklahoma. Our goal and our vision for our program is to be the model program in all of college football.
I just have to start talking.
You know what? We'll do that right now. Just assuming that something went wrong with the video, we will talk a little bit about what Brent Venables had to say at halftime and then wrap up this year rant. Basically just throwing out some red meat for the fans, right? Yeah. Saying all the stuff that they want to hear. We're going to be tough. We're going to work hard, on and on. And it does appear, with Schmitty now in place and off-season workouts underway, that some of that toughness and that grit that Oklahoma was missing in recent years, it certainly it's back. If Brent Venables is your coach, you're going to be a tough team, a gritty team. Does that mean they're going to be better than what it's been the last few years? When they've mostly been winning Big 12 championships in 12 games a year? Maybe not right away. You got to recruit the players, but no doubt that fan base loves what Brent Venables brings to the table.
And I'll tell you what, we have seen the reaction from players, especially guys on Twitter like Nick Benito, have said about the old guard once they left. I don't think that's going to be the case when Brent Venables eventually leaves OU, however long in the future it's going to be. He has the feel of a guy that is going to be a lot more beloved, especially whenever he moves on, wherever he goes. I don't think there's going to be a negative word said about him when he goes. And I think...
As long as he wins games.
As long as he wins games. And I think that that's the feeling right now. I think that's the feeling around Sooner Nation, around the team itself. I think everyone's bought in, fans, players, and everybody. And it is so refreshing and awesome to see the way that this community has come together after just the fallout that was Lincoln Riley leaving, seeing everybody all in on this is our guy, he's going to win us games. All he's got to do now is go out and win.
Yeah, he's worthy of the opportunity, but you got to win games, and now you got to win in the SEC eventually, and that ain't going to be easy. That'll do it for the Rant as we look. I mean, 12:54 left in the third quarter. Rams near midfield. We'll see if Tom Brady and the Buccaneers can make this thing a game in the second half. Man, cannot wait for those conference championship games next weekend. Chris, thank you much.
Thank you.
Go enjoy watching your Oilers while you're all geared up. That'll do it for the Rant. We'll talk to you again next week.